I'm just stopping by our property again real quick. Gonna video this barn one last time. The gentleman that purchased this is going to be here today to start disassembling it. He's gonna take off a few boards today, and then he's gonna be back in the springtime to take the rest of it down. But this barn is actually headed to Lake Orion, if anybody knows where that is. Or maybe pop up a map on the screen real quick. It's going to end up in Canterbury Village. He said he's going to use it for putting in a speakeasy. May also use a few of the boards to make a few little cottages, so it's going to be pretty interesting. But yeah, here's the barn one last time. There were 2 snowmobiles over here on this side. They were John Deere snowmobiles. Sold those yesterday. The guy came and picked those up, so that's where those were sitting. A couple more weekends from now, we'll probably try to burn a few of these brush piles out here back here. There's one over in here, and there's another big long one over there in that woods. Some over here by the side of the barn as well, and up here in the front. Not going to try burning those until this barn is out of here though. All it takes is one spark to come in here, light this straw up, and this whole thing would be up in flames. But yeah, this brush pile will probably go ahead and burn maybe next year during the winter time. Get all that scrap metal in that car out of there. The guy may be actually taking a couple boards off of these pieces too. The old kitchen here, and then the shed over here. It's pretty much whatever he wants to take, he can take. Anything that he doesn't want board wise, we'll throw in a pile and we'll burn next year. A couple pieces of equipment over here yet. And over here on this side, the manure spreader and corn baler. Probably post those for sale too on some specialty Facebook groups. But yeah, the property's coming along. Barn's gonna be coming down soon though. Here are a couple photos that the neighbor next door actually found for me. Her mother actually grew up in this farmstead. So here is a picture of the barn. And this photo was taken in the 1980s. See, it's still in pretty good shape, and there's actually no trees around it. Maybe the tree just starting to grow in front of the barn door, and the overhang is still over on the right-hand side. Everything still looks in pretty good shape, and the telltale kind of red arches on the front sliding doors. And now this is a picture of the entire farmstead. We can see the barn over on the left-hand side. The windmill is right above the well, and then the building right here in the front center is another kind of a chicken coop, and then over on the right hand side, that building is the old granary. So pretty cool to see these photos from back in history. Again, this photo was taken in the 1980s as well, and I'm glad that I'm able to kind of keep some of that history here on the property to keep the story alive and living on and tell our future generations that could potentially grow up on this property. She did give me a little bit more information as well as to a few of the other buildings on the property and where the garden used to be, where the house used to sit, and stuff like that. So that will be coming in a future video, so stay tuned for that. As you can see, the barn deconstruction has already started. Looks like they've almost got all the kind of lower level off, as much as you could reach from probably a ladder on the left-hand side. Doesn't look like anything's changed over there yet, but let's take a look on the inside. This firewall, they did get quite a bit done over here as well. So progress is happening pretty fast. Let's go take a look over there on that far side. See if anything's been removed over there. Looks like just the doors that were on here. Nothing off the back yet. Looks like they're making pretty great progress though. The gentleman who is deconstructing this said that he will probably be back in the springtime to finish the deconstructing. Can't wait to see what they do with this though when they get it set back up in its new location down there in Lake Orion. It's going to be pretty cool. So there was a couple beams that were across here. Those they took down. Looks like they're sitting right here. Based on their progress, would only take probably a couple more days to completely tear this down. They made great progress in just one day. Then over here on the side building, kind of the granary type building, started removing a few of these boards off the side as well. So what the barn looks like. It's like they mostly got everything done on this end today. Probably gonna need the lift now. I haven't touched these boards yet. But they took this whole canopy that was off on this side.
Yeah! Come on, boys!
I know not everyone may agree on how this barn was removed, and it maybe should have been removed differently to preserve it a little bit better so that nothing broke as it was falling down. However, you know, this barn is going to be going on, have a new life down there in Lake Orion, Canterbury Village, that I wouldn't have been able to give it. It would have sat in this location, deteriorated more and more, and eventually just rotted and fell down. So at least now it is getting a new life, and here's just a little bit of drone video showing this kind of the aerial perspective of how it fell. And it did fall pretty straight, almost completely flat, and there was just a couple beams sticking up in the air. But really, not any of these beams busted. Pretty much everything was salvaged here and restored. Well, I am back out here at our property again, and as you can see, the barn is now down. The guy that did take it down sent me a video of it. It was pretty interesting to see this thing fall down. They did it in kind of a up north way, I would call it. But yeah, it looks like it fell pretty good. They already got all the roofing all off of here. It's like most of the beams are out. Everything's piled up nicely that they can go ahead and start removing a little more. Let's head on over to the other side and see how things look from that side of the barn. All right, so now on this side, looks like they still got a strap in there. Looking at the video, I think that one busted them when they were going ahead and pulling on it. Still see all the old beams. Look at all these old wood pegs in here yet. It's just a lot of history. We're going to be keeping one of these beams. It's over there on that side. Looks like it didn't get damaged when it fell. And we're actually going to go ahead and use it as our fireplace mantle in our new house that we're going to build right over in that area. So we're still kind of working on that, working on picking a builder and getting a plan down. So that'll probably be the next update, and next time you see this barn, it'll probably be gone. Probably won't be anything left here. Here's just a different perspective by drone. We can see all the roofing that they stripped off here. And I was surprised that they actually did take and remove a lot of these roof boards, these slats, and reuse them back down there. So it will be exciting to see what they do with it. Thanks for watching, and make sure you hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed this video. Also, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next videos I will be posting, and leave your questions, comments, and suggestions below.